Hi everyone, welcome back to Pepcoding. I hope you all are doing good. So in this video, we are going to do one more question related to linked list. So now my question is add last in doubly linked list. So I hope you know the meaning of doubly linked list. If anyone of you don't know the meaning of doubly linked list, then don't worry, I'll teach you. Okay. So what we have given, you are given a partially written doubly linked list class. Okay. You are required to complete the body of add last function. This function is supposed to add an element to the front, small correction here, last of linked list. You are required to update head, tail and size as required. Okay, so we have given one function and the name of that function is add last, and what we have to do in that function, we have to add an element or a node at the end of linked list. After that, at the end, we have to update our head, tail and size. So this is what we have to do in our question. Okay, so now what is doubly linked list? This is doubly linked list. It contains two pointers. Why two pointers? Let's understand. In simple linked list, what we have, our node contains only two parts. Here it can store data and here it can store address of upcoming node. This is my simple linked list. But in doubly linked list, our node contains three parts. Here it can store data. Okay. In three parts, it can store here data and we have two pointers. I am denoting one pointer with next and next pointer I am denoting with previous, right? So here it stores the address of upcoming node, and here in previous pointer it stores the address of that node who is coming before this node. Okay, for example 5 is coming before this node, so here the address of 5 will get stored. Okay, so this is the difference between doubly linked list and simple linked list. So I hope you have understood. This is my doubly linked list. Here we can store our data. We have two pointers here. Next, for previous store the address of our this node. Okay, so the address of this node will get stored here, and next store the address of upcoming node. So that is the difference between simple linked list and doubly linked list. Now what we have to do in this question, we have given one doubly linked list and we have to add one more element, for example 4, at the end of this linked list. So how we can do that? We know doubly linked list contain two parts. Now this is my head initially, this is my tail. So you can see this is previous pointer and this is next. At tails next, what we have, null, and here our list has finished, right? So our list has finished here, so at tails next we have null. But if I want to store 4, that what does the mean? If I want to add 4 at the end, right, then what I have to do, I have to update this null value and I have to write the address of 4 here. Okay, so address of 4 will come here. Now again we have node and it contains two pointer. So previous of our new node, that means previous of our new node contains this node inside it. So this is the way by which we can achieve our target. Okay, and here I will again store null, and at the end you can see I have got new tail, so I will update my tail. Now see, we can have two possibilities here, 1 or n. N can be any number, 2, 3, 4, anything. So if size is 0, that means my linked list does not contain any element. That means my head and tail is 0. So if I want to add 5, I will simply add 5. Now my head and tail will denote this 5, right? They both will represent the same node. Now you can see next of my tail is null and previous of my head is null. Now update the size at end, it will become 1 now because my linked list contain one element now. Now if size is 1 and I want to add 2, I want to add 2 at the end of this linked list. But simply I can do address of 2. This is my 2, right? Address of 2 will get stored here and previous of 2 at previous of 2, one address of one's node will get stored, right? So this is how we can add element at the end of linked list, and next of tail will contain null. So let's try to code it now. Okay, so you can see we have given data variable and we are initializing it with 0. Then we have 2 pointers, previous and next. Then we have head and tail. We have another variable size. Okay, and it is initially 0. Then we have add first node, because this question is quite similar to our previous question, but the only difference is we were adding node at first location there, but here we have to add node or element at the last of the linked list. So here I have to write code, but I will prefer that I made another function. I will make some another function. Why I am making it? Because I don't want that third party vendors can access that. Okay, so I will make it private. So after that I'm going to create one more function. I'm going to create node there and pass it as an argument, right? Then what I have to do, I will check size of my linked list is size of my linked list is 0 or not. If size is 0, then simply if I want to add node in my linked list, I will update my head and tail with that node. Now head and tail will denoting the same node, right? Now coming here. Now if the size of linked list is node 0, what I have to do? Simply add the next of tail, I will add my new node and add the previous of my new node. At the previous of my new node, I will add tail, right? And after that, I will update my tail, right? So new tail is node now, and coming out from there, simply I have to update the size. Size will get increased by 1. Now I have to call this private function from my public function, right? I'm making it public so that anyone can access that. Any person or any authenticate person can access that. Okay. Now node, new node. We have to create one node and I will pass data as argument there. Then simply I will call this function add last node, right? So add last node and I will pass node as argument there. Just run this code. You can see our output has got accepted. Let's submit it. Okay, so we are getting correct answer. I hope you have understood what we have done here. Okay, so let's try to dry run it one more time so that you can understand it in more better way, right? See, this is my code. Add to current page. If see, keep this part. If size is 0, that means my linked list is empty. I want to add 5. So what I will do, 5 will come at my linked list and head and tail will denote this node, right? Now this may be the one case. Now if my list is not empty, that means my list contains more than 0 element, right? So what I will do, this is my head initially, this is my tail. At tails next, this is my tails next, right? And this is my tails previous. At tails next, the node which I want to add, for example, I want to add 4. I want to add 4, right? I will store that address of that node here, or that node here. I am going to store that 4th node here because I want to make connection and I want to add element at the end of linked list. After that, at the node previous, this is my new node, right? The previous of this node will store this node inside it. Okay, so this node will get stored here. After that, at third line, my tail will get updated and it will come here, and at the end I will increase the size. Its size is 4 now. So that's all about this video. I hope you have understood what I have taught you till now. Thank you so much. If you haven't understood it now, please watch it again.